Yo, what is going on guys? Paul James here, and in this video, I'm gonna share with you how you can stick to your New Year's resolutions.
If you ain't beefing about the money, then what's the problem?
Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am so glad you're here. If you've got a New Year's resolution, what I'd like to do is have you hit that like button to let me know that you're committed to sticking to your goals in 2018. Also, if you've never been here before, hey, I'm Paul James, welcome to the channel. Drop below and hit the subscribe button, and after you subscribe, comment if you want and say I subscribed, and I'll actually go ahead and I'll reply back to you, welcoming you to the family, because I am just so happy that you're here with me today. So I actually ran a poll on the YouTube channel last night, you may have got it. If you didn't, then it's probably because you're not on the notification squad, so you should probably tick that bell icon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to feature some of you guys in this video today, which I thought would be kind of fun. And I asked you guys what your New Year's resolution was, number one, and number two, what you were going to do to stick to that New Year's resolution. So I'm excited to kind of break stuff down and share some of your guys' goals and resolutions, and just kind of all together, we're going to team up and we're going to make sure that 2018 is the best year for us ever. So what is my New Year's resolution, you're asking? Well, my New Year's resolution is to buy more designer clothes.
I got fast cars, bad bitches, and designer clothes.
I'm actually just joking about that, but I probably will cop some more fire pieces this year. So one of my biggest goals this year is something that you probably already know. I want to hit 100,000 subscribers on the channel by the end of this year, and I think that I'll do it. I think that it's going to be really attainable for me. If you guys want to help me meet that goal, you could like share this video and tell someone to subscribe. That'll be really helpful, but I'm sure you already know that's one of my goals. Now, one of the things I'm going to do to make sure I hit that goal is I'm actually going to make sure that I'm uploading at least 10 to 15 times per month. So it's basically like every other day or every 2 days. So I think I got a pretty good chance at the rate we're going to hit 100,000 subscribers, and you guys are crazy, so I'm sure you'll help me do it as well, and I really appreciate that. So I want to share some of the tips and strategies that I've been using the past few years in my business and just my life to hit my goals and why they work so well. Number one is you gotta write it down, okay? I heard a stat somewhere, I don't remember what the exact number was, but it said that you were like way more likely to actually hit your goals if you write them down. So there's just something about like writing it down that makes you think about things. It's gonna be in front of you as well. Now I'm not gonna show you my plan, well, I'll kind of show you, but I've got like this this plan here that I wrote down, and I started off with just one little goal when I wrote it down on here, and it forced me to think about how I was going to reach that goal. So what I actually started doing was I started mapping out, okay, I'm going to do this, and this is going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and this is going to do this. And by the end of it, believe it or not, I actually ended up increasing my goal because I realized that what I had written down at the top of the paper was way more achievable than I thought when I actually mapped out the blueprint of how I was going to get there. So I'm going to say that that's tip number one, is to write it down, because it's going to force you to come up with a blueprint. And that's kind of, I guess, two tips in one. Write it down and then come up with your blueprint. So think about it like a road trip. Like if you're going to go on a road trip and you just get in the car and start to drive, but you have no destination in mind, well, how the heck are you ever going to get there? You're not, because you don't know where you're going. So writing it down is kind of like the map to whatever your goal is. You write down where it is you're going, and now that you have that figured out, well, it becomes pretty easy to map out how you're gonna get there. So I want you to do that, I'll challenge you to do that. Another thing that I'm gonna say is really helpful to meeting goals is to actually tell someone about your goals. So just by telling someone, it kind of forces yourself to have a little bit of accountability. Now, you could do this with a friend, a family member, or you could post it on social media. You know, you could just say like, my goal is to make, maybe your goal is to make 100 grand this year. If that's your goal, you should start telling people that, because when you do that, you're giving yourself accountability. And I know it's kind of a scary thing to do, because you don't want to feel like an idiot or something if you don't complete the goal. When I had my goal of eventually becoming a YouTuber, like that was one of my big goals for a while, I actually went and I updated all my accounts, my social media accounts, and I put that I was a YouTuber. And just by doing that, it was like kind of this accountability thing. And I look back now, like at the end of the year, and I think about it, and it's like, wow, you know, it seemed kind of silly doing that before, because YouTube wasn't really my main thing all the time, and now when I look at it, it's like this is primarily what I'm focused on. So just doing that and having that accountability and hyping yourself up and telling yourself, no, this is what I am, this is what I do, it's gonna kind of force you and constantly have your mind thinking of ways to actually make that happen and actually make that come true. And I think that's also why writing it down works too, is because it's constantly like you're seeing it, you're constantly seeing it in front of you, and it's forcing you to think about it and just do it. So do that, have some accountability. The other thing I'm gonna say is that you should come up with some habits or some routines that are gonna force you to be more likely to come to that goal. So like I said, one of my goals is to post 10 to 15 videos. Now, initially when I started YouTube, I wasn't very good at videos. When I first started, I was awful. Like my thumbnail game was totally off. I didn't know how to design thumbnails. But what happened was, because I had these habits of, you gotta post this, you gotta do it this often, I found shortcuts on how to make these thumbnails look better. And a thumbnail that maybe took me like 2 hours to design at one point when I was first starting, now I can design it in like 5 minutes because I found shortcuts, and these habits and these routines allowed me to come up with a system and a shortcut and basically like just take things and make it way easier. So habits allow you to do that, and they're gonna be hard at first. Habits aren't something that's easy at first, but I'm telling you guys, once you start doing something as a habit and a routine, your mind is going to find shortcuts to make those habits easier on you. And it happens, and there's a certain point where it happens and it's just gonna dawn upon you, and you're gonna be like, wow, I am so glad that I stuck to that hard habit, because now it's becoming easier for me. So those are my tips. I'm gonna kind of go through my phone right now. So again, I put out a poll on YouTube to ask people what their New Year's resolutions were. And again, if you're part of the notification squad, you got that and you probably commented to it. And now I'm gonna feature you in the video for that. So again, if you wanna be featured in a video in the future, you better get on that notification list so that you don't miss the next opportunity. All right, Jason Jones says he wants to stop smoking cigarettes. He didn't say how he was gonna stick to it though, but shout out to Jason. That's a great goal, man. Health is always important. You know, it doesn't matter how much money you make if your health isn't there, in my opinion. So shout out to you and props to you. You can do it, man. Eastward8 says he wants to hit 5K clients for his SEO services, and he wants to get $100 a month from each client. And he set up a system and practiced a lot this year in 2017 on different websites. All right, that's awesome. And I think that you make a good point when you say 2017 was like your year of practicing, because I did a lot of things this year in 2017 that I believe was a lot of practicing for me moving forward. Like the YouTube thumbnail thing was a perfect example. Started off in 2017, you go look at my videos at the beginning of the year, thumbnails looked awful, but this was a year that allowed me to practice that. Now I've mastered that. In 2018, we're just gonna dominate. The I Am Paul James family is gonna take over the world. Watch, you guys are doing it. Melanie Granger says, one of my New Year's resolutions is to start my own consulting business. And to stick with it, she's gonna start writing daily and monthly goals of what she wants to accomplish in order to start getting clients. That is awesome. And I think you're following the exact same thing that I just said about writing down your goals. So you can do it. I'm telling you, when you start writing things down, you're gonna come up with ways, you're gonna come up with strategies to actually make it happen. So props to you, Melanie. Tasha Smith says, I wanna start making YouTube videos, but I'm very camera shy. She didn't put how she's gonna stick to it, but I'll tell you how you can stick to it. Get out there and just make the darn video. I was camera shy too. I'm still pretty camera shy. Believe it or not, I'm actually a very introverted person. Like, you meet me in person, I'm probably really awkward. But you get used to being on camera. I don't know, it's just something that once you practice and once you do, you get used to it. So just do it. Just go and make your first video. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until next week. Do it right now. Get on your iPhone if you have to. Film the darn video and do it. I promise you, it's not as bad as you think. AGK says, I started uploading rap remix videos, and it's my passion, and I'll work hard till I rise. If you want to check out my Gucci Gang remix on my channel, do that. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's go check it out. All right, let's check this out.
ATK, I just figured out my freaking rap name. I'm new on this nice rap game, but man, I'm here to say.
Alright man, that was fire, I dig it. I don't want to show too much of it on the video because I don't want to get copyright strike, but I went and liked the video. So shout out to you. My advice to you, since you didn't put how you're going to stick to it, is to do something similar to me and commit to a certain amount of videos you're going to put out every month. You're remixing other people's stuff, so you're going to constantly have ideas to create for content creation, which is awesome. So shout out to you, man. Alright, El Moon Mundo DCJ says my New Year's resolution is divided into 2 parts. First, reach 150,000 subscribers, and second, make my first $1 million. I dig it, man. That's awesome. How you plan to stick with it is making new videos, advertise your channel, and advertise your eBay store with each video. I like it. That's a solid plan. Similar to my plan with making new videos, and I think you're on the right track. I think you can do it. So shout out to you. Alright guys, well I have to get running. That's all I have time for today. But again, if you want to be featured in one of the next videos, then make sure you're on the notification squad so that you get notified when I put out one of these polls. And I appreciate you guys. I'm looking forward to an awesome 2018. I hope that this video helps you stick to your goals, maybe gives you some motivation. Comment below what your goal is and what you're going to do to stick to it. This will help you with that accountability I was talking about. And we can all be held accountable together, and we'll keep you to it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to 2018. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.